What up? What up? So, we're in the new place. And I know everything's oriented a different way. Everything's still kind of a mess. I'm going to be honest. Shit's still kind of all over the place. I'm still kind of working on the logistics of the gym and how everything's going to be kind of outlaid here. And I know y'all have obviously been missing videos. Well, yeah, you have been missing videos. I have videos on reserve, but I've been so busy I haven't been able to upload them. And by the time you guys see this, and my apology for that, it would have already been... Anyway, besides the point. It is what it is. Anyway, we're back. That's basically the point. We're back. And so anyway, I'm just picking up where where we are today. I don't like to do catch up shit. So when I went to Georgia, I missed a few workouts and I just ran them over. And then the past week, we've been moving, and so I just nixed all those workouts too. Who cares, whatever. And so we're just picking it up right where we're scheduled to be. So max effort lower again. We are working on deadlift today. It's going to be rack pull from knees. Normally when I do rack pulls, I'm mid shin or at least below the knee joint. So this is going to be a higher rack pull, and probably where most people do rack pulls is at knee height. But really a rack pull is just an elevated deadlift. It's just not the floor. You have a wide range of customization that can occur. As long as it's not on the floor, it's a rack pull. Or pulling from a rack, because you also have blocks that you can pull from. Anyway, side note, doesn't matter. So we're pulling from right at knee level. We normally hoist a decent amount of weight here, usually pretty close to 500, if not over 500. And normally grip is the limiting factor. But I have been training my grip more intentionally over the past year. So hopefully grip isn't really a problem at all. And hopefully, we set some pretty insane numbers. Because again, with the rack pull, I like to get a little more aggressive than usual, just because this is my chance to feel heavy ass weight in my hand. And if you notice with the trap bar deadlift, I did a similar thing where I lock it out and I just hold it there, just because I do want the shock value of that much weight in my hands to not really be a factor when I go for my actual PR deadlift. So anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do the bar for a few reps here. And again, just pyramid our way all the way up to a 1 RM. I'm probably going to make big jumps all the way until 315, and then I'll probably do 365, 405. I don't really want to go from 315 to 405, although I guess I could. Especially since it's been a while since I've trained. It hasn't been a week, but it's been a while since I've trained, so I'm sure it'll just feel good to move some weight around. So anyway, let's hop to it. We'll go three here. Feeling pretty good. Low back's a little sore, but nothing unusual from all the fucking hoisting and lifting I've had to do over the past couple days. So, all right, so 315 for a double, and then we'll probably jump to 405 if 315 feels super light. If not, we'll go 365 first. Kind of just play everything by ear. That's feeling pretty light. So yeah, I might jump straight there. All right, 405 for a single. And again, this should move no problem. Should. And again, we're doing it beltless too because I don't really want to rely on things too soon. I kind of want to see how it all feels and then go from there. So. Ugh. Had to find my balance there. All right, we are back in business. So after a little learning position there with the balance, I decided to go up to 455 anyway, throw the belt on and see if it budges. So if not, well, you know, it is what it is. If it goes up, then we're good. So let's fucking hit it, dude. Oh. Whew. Easy peasy. All right, so previously we've ran like 465, 475 from mid shin. And arguably from knee height should technically be easier because it's literally less ROM. But in my experience, what I've found is depending on what your deadlift strength is. So for example, if you get a lot of your power from your quads, the from height, even though it's less ROM, will be harder because you're losing the strongest contributor to your deadlift, which is the quads, because you're basically at like 10 degrees knee flexion, 15 max. So I do believe that's the case for myself. I think I get a lot of help from the quads now that I deadlift correctly. I used to be a stiff legger. And so in that case, it's better for me now. But I think even then, like, they might be like neck and neck in a sense. Just because, like, I did stiff leg my deadlifts for a really long time. And so when we go to this, you know, from knee rack pull, I mean, it is basically all posterior chain. And so I don't have as hard of a time with it anymore. But even then, like, I don't know, I tend to tap out around like 500 pounds. So we're at 485 right now. Hopefully this moves pretty well. I mean, 30 pounds is a lot, but like I've said in the past, like you can kind of get away with big jumps on deadlift. So I mean, you know, hopefully we can make something happen here. And then if 485 goes, depending on how it feels, 495 or 490 if it was brutal. I don't think I'm going to go for 5, even though, like, you know, 500 is a cool number. I think the 10-pound jump is probably the safe method there, but we'll see. I mean, that's definitely the max there. I mean, I tried to be pretty thorough off the rack, but man, that shit just did not want to budge, dude. It did not want to, like, I felt like I was here forever before it finally came up. Like, that was brutal. If I were to swap to mixed grip or straps, I might be able to eke out a little bit more. But as far as the Posh chain feels. I mean, I feel like it's working. 485. I mean, do we go for like a 490? Maybe like throw straps on. Go for like 490 or 495 maybe. Just put the straps on. I might do that. We'll see. All right, guys. This is 495 straps plus belt. The only reason I kind of decided to do it was just because grip definitely. I try to train on the deadlift variations, and I try not to use these. But for the sake of a rack pull, where the whole point is to kind of overload a specific ROM, I'm throwing the straps on. And we're just gonna see if it budges, dude. We're gonna see if the core can even handle it. Because you're starting from like, if you guys can't tell, I'm literally starting from like this position right here. Like literally. So this is almost like, you know, a fucking 500-pound back extension in a sense. So I mean, like your lumbar's ability to like maintain that rigidity, that position, and that's a weak spot of mine because that wasn't obvious. I never really trained my low back like on purpose. You know what I mean? It was just because, you know, if your technique's fucked up enough on stuff, like everything's a low back exercise. So that's kind of how I trained. My technique was just kind of garbage. So I just trained my low back because of that. Now is kind of like the only time in my life when I've like actually purposefully trained my low back, like on purpose. And, you know, I do notice a huge difference in my ability to squat, bench, and deadlift. So don't neglect your lower back. Ooh. Ooh. We did get it. It went up. And I got a little wrist adjustment at the same time. So that felt pretty good. Didn't feel bad. I think initially there's probably a little bit of a problem when cueing to where you're like too far forward. You gotta pull that bar into your shins or into your thighs and then hip extension. But you gotta be careful not to ramp. So if you guys are familiar with like probably how most people do rack pulls like in a commercial gym, they start good here, like they're in the hinge, but then what they do is they squat and they get their knee joint under the bar and then they basically do this. That's ramping. Don't do that. That's not a rack pull. You still want to maintain this position here, and then literally it's just hips to bar from here. So I'm gonna call it there though. I don't want to milk too much, especially since this is like first session back. So I'm trying to like, not trying to go too crazy. But 495 with straps. We're gonna move into front squats now. So I'm gonna go ahead and unrack all this, set up for that. Let's fucking go. All right, guys, front squats. We're doing 4s. I think previous record is like 225 or 235 for like 6. So I'm thinking like 245 for 4, maybe 250, somewhere around now. I don't know, we'll see. Front squats are feeling good. That's a great sign. Ugh. Feeling pretty smooth. All right, 225 for 4, not 3, 4. 225 for 4. And we'll, based off how this feels, we'll determine where we end up. I gotta double check the numbers, but I think it was like 235 for 4. So even if I only get 240 for 4, I'll take that. Ugh. Smooth. All right, 250 for 4. Previous record was 245. So 250 for 4. And I'll be honest with you, 225 felt way easier than 225 has felt in the past. Like, that's for sure the case. So we're about to knock this out real quick. Nice. All right, so you have to forgive me if the lighting sucks because it started raining, and I still need some airflow, so I didn't close the garage all the way. But also, I'm sorry if I'm out of frame because I'm trying to get this over with, and I don't want to fuck around with the camera for too long. And all of my batteries have died, so this is the last one. Hopefully, y'all don't crap out on me here. Otherwise, it's gonna be a short video. We got 140 on the bar for landmine lunges. This is the same PR. This is not a PR because 90 pounds felt heavy as shit. So we're just going to give it everything we got here, and hopefully we can get through it. 140 for 8. Oh God. I probably could have gone up after the fact, but fuck man, that was hard. I'm still in camera range here. Oh, fuck. Come on. Oh. Oh, fuck. Alright. I had to preserve battery So hopefully that's not too much of a problem. But we did 4 sets here of GHRs. This is my 4th one. I was using a band initially, but then I have AMRAPs programmed, so it's just as many as I can do. So I kind of just wanted to try body weight and just see how many I can get away with body weight. And I'm getting like 4 to 6 reps. The first set I got 8, but I think I was using more assistance than I cared to. I try to not use any, but that doesn't happen. Only like the first rep, and if that now, because by the 4th set I'm so worn out. But anyway, try to do body weight, get into the lower ranges of motion or rep ranges. Full ROM still, just using hand assistance to get back up. See, I had to push off a little bit more on that one. That was 5. And then when I have to push that hard, I just stop. It's 6. Anyway, that's all. We did it. And that was a rough session back too. But it's all good. We made some cool PRs. And feels good to be back in the saddle, man. And we might make some more changes to the gym. I don't know if I've been completely sold on how it's organized right now. And some of it's still kind of just, you can see the tools in the background. It's just, it is what it is. I literally just assembled this bitch yesterday. So anyway, training's going good. I'm going to try to get back to editing on a consistent basis. I've just been so fucking busy, dude. Like, I'm trying. So we'll get you guys back up to speed. And this block's almost over. I think this is like week 9, I think. I think it is. If we squatted first, that means every odd week we're squatting. So I think this might actually be 10. Because we deadlift on even weeks. And I know I just did 8. I just did 8, I'm pretty sure. So I think this is week 10. Shit, we're almost done, dude. And then we do it again with some slight variation. So anyway, I got some stuff to do. So I'm going to call it a little short in terms of the app. And see you guys in the next video. Adios.